Before streams and rivers eventually reach the sea at an estuary. An estuary is a partially enclosed frontier of fresh water and briny seawater that is one of the most productive ecosystems in the world. The majority of estuaries were formed during the Holocene period, about 12,000 years ago. At this time, rising sea levels flooded river valleys. Other estuaries come about by glaciation or oceanographic or tectonic process. The brown boggy expanse of mud that is so typical in the area of the estuary is the product of sand and silt washed down and deposited by the river. Decaying matter is also washed into the estuary, making it rich in nutrients and lending it the distinctive low tide odour. It's this transport of nutrients and biological matter that is washed back and forth from sea to land that makes an estuary so productive. This does not only produce flora and fauna, but provides sheltered natural harbours that buzz with animal life too. Estuaries are always changing. They are at the mercy of the tides, which flush the sandy, muddy expanse with salt water twice a day. The extent of this mixing is defined by the cycle of the tides and directly affects an estuary's unique characteristics. While they may appear very different, most estuaries fit into four main categories. In a salt wedge estuary, it is the river that dominates, with a strong influx of fresh river water and a low tidal influence. This results in a limited mixing of the two water types. The seawater, being denser, sinks to the bottom of the estuary and results in a visible briny wedge, known as a halocline in the water column. In a partially mixed estuary, the flow of fresh and seawater is more balanced. This results in a fluctuation of the salinity. Each day, the salinity profile moves through drastic changes that the native species must adapt to in order to survive. In a vertical homogeneous estuary, the force of the sea combines the salt and freshwater evenly. It is therefore only the uppermost reaches of the tide that the salinity gradient is apparent. Lastly, a fjord estuary is a flooded valley, characterised by steep rocky banks and very deep bottom to the river. At the mouth of the fjord is an edge of sill that produces a deep layer of anoxic, low oxygen water where life struggles to survive. From the estuary, Crabby and I, here in South Devon, back to the studio.